There is a very important distinction between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is simply possessing information, whereas wisdom is more nuanced. Wisdom involves how we apply knowledge in the decisions we make regarding what we believe, how we see ourselves, and the way we treat others. The Bible repeatedly teaches that true wisdom is found only through a genuine fear of the Lord. This video will frequently refer to the proper name of God as Yahweh whenever a verse uses Lord in all capital letters. For more information on how the actual proper name of God has been substituted out of the scriptures nearly 7,000 times, please see my video, The Name of the Lord. A humble recognition of the unimaginable magnitude and limitless power of our Creator is an essential component for true wisdom. It is only through an acknowledgement of His overwhelming greatness that we have any chance of realizing our true hopelessness outside of Him. David wrestled with these emotions when he penned Psalm 8, verses 3 and 4. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him? When we begin to fully appreciate the infinite wisdom of our Heavenly Father, it should inspire a reverent fear and respect of Him. It is through this fear of the Lord that we should also begin to recognize that only He has ultimate authority. And if He does possess ultimate authority, then what we want becomes of little importance, and we must submit to His will completely. In so doing, we must accept the reality that our very lives are not our own. All of our bodily functions that are essential for life happen every day, irrespective of our own willpower. Indeed, it is in Him that we live and move and have our being. Collectively, this awe-inspiring knowledge should lead us to a place where we humbly recognize that the only thing we can do with this life that makes any sense is submitting to and obeying the one who made us. The children of Israel were personally confronted with this fear during the Exodus when they experienced the terrifying presence of the one true God at Mount Sinai. Exodus 19 describes what must have been a full sensory experience, feeling the ground shake, seeing the lightning and the fire, smelling the smoke, and hearing the thunder, the trumpet, and the actual voice of the Most High God. So overwhelmed were the Israelites that they pleaded with Moses for him to go up the mountain and speak with Yahweh, for they feared they would die if this continued. It seems, however, that this tremendous sense of fear was by design. The dramatic spectacle that the Father created was intended to elicit this fearful response for the specific purpose of inspiring obedience in the hearts and minds of His children. Exodus 20:20. And Moses said to the people, "Do not fear, for God has come to test you, and that His fear may be before you, so that you may not sin." It is fascinating that as our Heavenly Father was establishing His law with His children, He was simultaneously making the connection that a healthy fear and respect of Him would be of benefit in avoiding sin. In light of this, it would be prudent to understand the true biblical definition of sin. 1 John 3:4, Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. If sin is defined as transgression of the law, or lawlessness as other versions render it, then clearly we should want to be mindful of the law so that we may not sin. This is in keeping with our relationship as children of God. As our Heavenly Father, we know that the law was established by Him, and if His Word defines sin as breaking His law, we should be afraid of upsetting Him through disobedience. Conversely, we should recognize that the law given to us by our loving Father serves an incredibly important purpose: to keep us healthy, to keep us safe, and to make us more like Him. We are to be holy as He is holy. As we continue to pursue Him and walk in His ways, we gain more knowledge and insight. It should come as no surprise that there are a wealth of verses that support the concept that the fear of Yahweh is directly connected to keeping His commandments. Included here are just a few. I'd invite you to pause the video to read and consider them carefully. We see this progression of the fear of the Lord leading to wisdom outlined in Psalm 111, verse 10. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do His commandments. Or, as it is rendered in the New Living Translation, the fear of Yahweh is the foundation of true wisdom. All who obey His commandments will grow in wisdom. If we are fully aware of His great power and ultimate authority, and if we recognize that He is the standard by which we determine right from wrong, it should be our greatest desire to please Him with our humble obedience. This is how the Father intended it to be all along. To the best of our ability, we should strive to follow the example that He gave us in His Son. It is only then that we can begin to find true wisdom and understanding. It is easy for modern believers to dismiss these Old Testament rules, thinking they do not apply to us, or that they have been done away with. However, when we are saved by grace through faith, we are adopted into the family of God and become siblings with the children of Israel, and thus have expectations of obedience placed upon us. For more information on this fact, please see my video, Are You Grafted In? And the Biblical Importance of Good Works. If you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate you giving it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with anyone who might also be interested. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to help me build the audience here and give these videos greater visibility.